The city is still. I'm from the city is still.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to Picksburgh. My name is Anthony. Appreciate you joining us for another one of these Pickin Apart the Hobby shows. We've got my guy, Dave Tarlington, in the house. Parabellum Gaming, all the way from Australia. Go Niners, man. You guys are a big matchup this weekend. We'll get into that a little bit later versus our impromptu home team now, I guess.
Secondary home team.
They still can't compete with this team, but shout out to the Rams doing their thing. Jonathan, what's up, my guy? Good to see you, brother. Another one of the Niners faithful in the house. What is up, Tally? Good to see you, brother. And we got my guy Inglorious P in the house. Good to see you, man. Grunt Dad, what is up, my man? Good to see you, brother. Appreciate you being here. Yeah, so I want to go around real quick and introduce my buddies here. As per always, you got Chef Martay Cards with us.
What's up?
My guy Gate City Paul.
What's going on?
We got Mike over at Huddle Card Collection.
What's going on, everybody?
Nice thing about Huddle Card Collection is today's actually their 1-year YouTube anniversary, so they're going to have a special live stream today over on their channel. So
Nice.
9
Congrats,
p.m.
guys.
Eastern.
Appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Couldn't do it without you guys' support. But yeah, we'll be live at 9. Just talking about stuff, maybe ripping some stuff, doing some break specials if anybody's in there. So make sure you guys join us at 9 o'clock Eastern time over at Huddle Card Collection on YouTube.
Yep, and I will be there, guys, so come out and say hello. Love to see you over there as well. Speaking of which, there he is. Here's your Pops. Yeah, man, that was a crazy, like, really the whole weekend. It was just like a series of like incredible games, in my opinion.
Insane. Oh, for sure. Definitely probably the best weekend of NFL playoff football ever.
Dude, it was like every game got better too. It was insane.
Yeah.
Especially that last game. It was like literally, they're just gonna keep taking it down and scoring. Whoever has the ball last will literally win. It was nuts. But I mean, that's what's awesome about the NFL, man. You know, getting to see good, healthy competition like that with Josh Allen versus McNabb, or not McNabb. Good God, Mahoney.
A little behind there, buddy.
Did I just age myself a little bit?
Little bit.
I just took us back circa 1999. 3 games decided by a field goal. Yep, 4 seconds on the clock. I know, it's insane, man. Thank you, Paul.
Appreciate
So
that.
there's the link over to Huddle Card Collection, guys. Make sure you go over there and give my guys a sub. I'll also go back in and add their link after the show as well. So anybody that rewatches this, I'll have my link, Paul's link, everybody's link in there for you. But man, this has been like a crazy couple weeks in the hobby. Have you guys been keeping up at all with anything that's been going on? Like Mark's cards, like big group submitter for PSA. It was like millions of dollars.
Yeah.
And I guess there's like a lot of people that were like stuck in getting their PSA orders and stuff like that. Like it's crazy, man. Like, because they were one of the most, I want to say, known PSA submitters. So like that's, I don't know about you guys. Like me and Paul have been waiting on PSA for a really long time. How does that make you feel as somebody that's been waiting, especially since we've used the group submitter for a lot of our stuff? Like, how does that make you feel, like, as a, I guess, like a hobby enthusiast?
I mean, I think if you don't vet your group submitter, it's you know. But I guess Mark's was a big one. So it's, even when you vet one, you know, me, I mean, I still have confidence in the person I submitted through because they're a friend, and you know, it's just. You know, but if you don't know somebody in the hobby, or if you don't, you know, the thing that's really surprising to me that's come out of all this is all the flack that people who do group submit, like why would you do that? Why wouldn't you just do it yourself? And the number one thing is price. It's cost. You know, you get a cheaper price when you do a group submission, but like to see all the flack come back for like, oh, you're stupid if you group submit, just submit yourself. Well, first of all, I don't think you can submit unless you have one of their memberships now, right? So
yeah, you have to have a membership with them to be able to submit.
You know, if you don't have a membership, you can't submit. So I mean, I think that was out of all that, that's the weirdest thing that came out of this. Is like, why would people group submit in the first place? Price. I mean, that's what.
Yeah.
I think that's what drove a lot of people to group submit is PSA. Cut off their, raise their prices and then cut down, their the levels of submissions, and just people went that route. So, but I mean, like I said, I mean, the person I submitted through, I mean, he's a friend. I mean, I have confidence that that when it's time for those cards to come back, they're going to come back as they're supposed to.
And that's the good thing too, is knowing your group submitter as well. I think that's definitely something, because like you said, with Mark's cards, they were a reputable source for group submitting. So, I know for a fact that there's people in like the content creation space that have submitted with Mark's and like got burnt by it. You know what I mean? So, knowing that person is definitely key, like you said, Paul. So I think that's definitely something that, if you do know somebody that does group submit, it'd be better than just finding X, Y, or Z off of Facebook group or, whatever. But yeah, I mean, that's crazy to hear, man. But there was something that crazy going on.
Yeah, I mean, I saw that because I saw Ryan from Card Collector 2 put out a video that he was involved with it, and he even flew out there to California to like meet with PSA executives or whatever to get the situation handled, and ended up paying like the submission fee like again, which he said was like $100,000 or something like that. So I mean, he's doing everything on his part to make sure he takes care of the people that group submitted with him, because he knows at the end of the day, it's mainly his brand on the line, because if he doesn't get back, then all he built up these past couple of years will just get destroyed. Not completely, because I mean, you can see like the same thing in the hobby with what happened with backyard breaks. I mean, as many as people in the community that want to shut those guys down, they're not going to go anywhere because their following's already been so huge.
Yeah, it's a really good point. And honestly, kudos to Ryan, man. Like, whenever I heard that he went out there and like literally put up the money for his people, I was like, that's the type of dude that like deserves to have a flourishing hobby business. You know what I mean? Like, we had more people like that genuinely were just like, look, I know this is great personal detriment, but it's the right thing to do. You know what I mean? And I really respect that about Ryan. Got my guy Moneybound in the house. Good to see you, brother. Always a pleasure. Hopefully we'll be able to see you at one of these next Dallas shows coming up. Definitely Jones and get out there. We haven't not been able to make it yet this year. But yeah, man, it's definitely a tough situation. Especially because you don't know what's happening with your cards with PSA right now. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, have you guys heard the breaking news with CSG yet?
They're partnering with eBay, right?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
They are the official authenticator of sports cards on eBay. That's huge for them, man.
For
Like
$751 and above. Nothing.
Yeah.
So there's a price. There's a price at that. So.
Yeah. And then I believe on RPAs it's like 250 and above or whatnot for CSG. But yeah, I thought that was huge, man. Though they are a newer company in the space, so that just shows like a little bit more credibility to be having such a big deal like that with eBay. You know, because it's not like they went to PSA or to Beckett or to even SGC.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's a clear, in most people's opinion, pecking order of like grading companies. You know what I mean? So like for them to be the one that inked this deal, I think is pretty significant. So kudos to them.
I'm sure because I mean they do cards, but I've also seen they do like comic books and like a whole bunch of other stuff. So I mean I'm sure that plays a large role into it for the eBay.
Yeah, I think they're making a play to do all of that for all of eBay, for coins, money, other what's the paper stuff. You know, I think they're making a play to be the authenticator for all that stuff on eBay.
Yeah, that's smart. You know, they're already in all those different niches, so I would probably try to do that as well. The other big piece of news I heard was Giannis is actually suing Leaf over the name Greek Freak. Do you guys hear
Yes,
that?
I saw that.
Yep.
That's wild. I can only imagine, like, how that's going to come down, and being that he's a collector now, and how that's going to spin in.
Well, what about that? We didn't get to talk about this last week because I think we skipped the show last week. Is what happened to Logan Paul in the case that was faked?
Oh yeah, that's
True.
insane.
I mean, what do you think is going to happen? Because that company that authenticated that case is the company to authenticate your cases, your boxes, your sealed product. That's the company, and they failed miserably.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that's
Like, what do you
3.5 mil.
What do you think the market for that type of stuff is now? That company that I mean, how do you think that took a hit?
I would imagine it would have to, because you figure just all the heat that HGA's taken with authenticating fake cards or fake autos or any of that stuff just over the last year, so I can only imagine it would be on an even bigger scale dealing with somebody like a Logan Paul who's like super famous.
Yeah.
I mean, that company can make it right all they want, but I mean, that's their name they put on the line.
Yeah, absolutely. So have you guys had any interesting pickups this past week?
I might have a couple of things.
I'll have to run into the other room.
Go ahead,
and
let him go first. Go first.
All right, I'm just taking a few. I have a stack of 7. We'll whip through them quick. This I bought at a local hobby shop out here. It's a Bobby Knight with an authentic piece of the ball. Just thought it was kind of a cool card, not a specifically high value, but I just liked it. Next up, my boy Jonathan Kuminga. He's going to be a future stud. So I actually Alan hit that and we worked out a trade. So, and then the second most handsome chef you'll see right now, Guy Fieri. That Leaf Pop Century, I love that stuff. And then I bought this Kobe refractor. This is from 2002. Just love those the late 90s, early 2000 refractors. Picked up this Joe Montana, local shop here, Monera Cards. And then the two big boys. Yeah.
That's sexy.
Second one in 2 weeks. And then actually this one's a little bit older. Anthony actually hit this for me in a break, but it's probably my most valuable card at this point. Tom Brady, 1 of 1 out of H2 this year from the Classic set. See that pretty 1 of 1? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I assure you that $8 price tag is not happening, so don't even ask.
I was about to say, sold. I'll take it.
So yeah,
Yeah,
there's just a couple. I kind of have a slew over here of my cards that I'm got to go through and do some things with, but that's all my high-end heat right there.
Nice, man. Yeah, those are some sick pickups. I got a few little things here I'll show off real quick too. Actually, the chef is responsible for this one. This is my most recent pickup. John Stamos, relic out of 80. Pop Century. I hope so. I don't know. I don't see any skid marks, but it's still pretty clutch looking there. We got a numbered out of 99 from Hoops, Isaac Okoro. It's a red something or another. Got Andrade. I told Marty, like, low-key, the reason I bought this because I wanted to collect it because he's been intimate with Charlotte Flair. So he makes my PC because of that. Got another Isaac Okoro. It's acetate out of Court Kings. And then I picked this one up. This just came in yesterday, but it has a big old chunky piece of the ladder in there, which is just super
that's
cool.
sick.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
That's so cool.
So I saw that. I was like, yeah, I'm buying that. I paid like $10 for it.
Wow.
So
Some
Yeah.
poor sucker paid 75 plus for that box, and you just copped it off them at a
I
giant
know.
loss. That's amazing.
I know. I'm a big fan of that. I think I paid like $2 for the Andrade or something like that. But I mean, I've been like scouring eBay a lot for like wrestling autos at like the middle of the night. And they're like next to nothing then.
That's cool that they put a piece of ladder in it.
You got some bidding going on. Chris is up to 9 on your Brady. Michael will give you 10.
$10
David said he wouldn't touch the Stamos, never know what STD you'd get. You know, it's messed up. Like, the minute Marty gave it to me, I low-key opened it up. I felt the
I know
relish
you did.
and
I know
sniffed
you
it.
did because that's all you ever
And I low-key sniffed it. Surprisingly, didn't smell what I thought Uncle Jesse would smell like.
I think he would have hit it with like a spritz of his cologne or something nice to remember him by.
I know. Like, come on now. You think somebody would want to give you the full effect.
My big pickup didn't happen this week. It fell through. I was working on a late 70s, early 80s football, lot of a collector's guy, and we just couldn't make a deal. He told me one price. I told him sold, and I think what happened is that somebody else offered him more, so he offered it to me, and I just said, "Hey, wait a minute." We already settled on a price and kind of went back and forth for a while. And then he finally just said, "You know what? This is the price I want. If you can't pay it, I'm going to move on." So it's me on principle. We already said deal. We already said sold. And he, tried to up the price after we made the deal. And I just walked away from it.
That's weak.
That sucks, man.
Yeah.
I hate when that happens. Well,
But I got a
I
couple
just
here.
got confirmation. I'll be setting up at the Mooresville Sports Wax Promotion Show next Saturday. So
nice.
I got on the waiting list. He offered me a spot a couple weeks ago, and then I got back to him too late, and then he just now messaged me. He said, "Hey, I got a spot for it if you want it." So I'm going to set up
Nice,
at
man.
be in Mooresville. It's near Charlotte, so I'm going to
Nice.
be my first
Awesome.
solo show too. So we'll see how that goes.
Good luck, man.
Get
Hopefully
it,
you
man.
crush it. So I'm going to give Mike a solo.
There we go. Yeah, so I got 9 out of 25 triple color patch of Elijah Moore.
Nice.
That was a steal. I think that was a couple bucks for that. And then I got a 10 of 10 or a 5 of 10 classic beginnings, another Elijah Moore rookie.
Nice.
And then little spoiler from a video we have coming out. We opened some Topps Gallery, and I had a Mike Piazza 2 out of 50, kind of like
Nice.
kind of like a disco kind of refractor, but I'm not sure what it's called. But it was stoked for that. And then I got some 2020 Michael Chavis prisms coming in because I'm getting close to completing that rainbow as best as I can.
Nice.
Without having to spend crazy amounts to get those low numbered ones. But that's all I got this week.
That's awesome, dude.
That's cool that you got the piece of the ladder in that wrestling card because I was watching somebody break some National Treasure NASCAR and they got relics. They got pieces of the car, pieces of tires, pieces of the fire suit. So
insane.
that stuff's
Super
pretty
cool.
cool.
I love all the stuff that they're starting to put into cards.
Yeah.
It's like the sky's the limit.
Next up, jock straps.
Oh, yeah. Marty would find a way to get a skid mark on there. But there's no back end.
Oh, that's nice.
Speaking of jock straps, where's Alan?
Touche, sir. Yeah, the boss man went home early today. He had to go pick up the daughter. So the inmates are running the asylum today. Yep.
I opened my first NASCAR product a couple weeks ago. Was the Prism, and the first time I opened anything NASCAR, it's because it was on the shelf. It was the only thing on the shelf at Walmart. So
Yeah, those cards are super
looking
nice.
cards, but
Yeah.
I don't know much about them. So I mean, I know some names from being down here in the NASCAR Mecca, but as far as like who's to collect, like who's the top rookies and all that stuff, I don't know any of that type of stuff.
Yeah, I don't really know much about racing either.
They do a lot of left-hand turns.
Yeah, they
They
do.
do.
But last I heard, they were getting in the right lane and passing people.
Getting in the right leg, just passing everybody. That's good, clean fun.
It really is.
Yeah.
So you finally got the apartment all set up out there, Anthony? The moving company finally decided to show up?
For the most part, yes. We are finally close to being set up. Although I'm very sad to report my Darius Garland, I had a ball signed by him because he doesn't sign for Panini. So if you want an autographed card, you got to get a crappy Goodwin Champions, which I'm not down with. So his rookie year, I went out and bought a basketball signed by Darius Garland. It said 2019 first round pick, like Darius Garland. And the moving company did not deliver that ball with my stuff.
Oh,
And I'm
no.
super sad about it.
What,
Bettis auto too, bro.
Or is it?
I also have a Jerome Bettis auto missing as well, which is kind of
What, did they lose it or just not show up yet?
They
No,
have the case is there. The case is there. There's just no ball inside of it.
Oh, no.
But they did do me the great privilege of breaking said case, along with a lot of other things.
Wow. So you got to file an insurance claim and all that stuff against the company?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Came between a man and his Cavaliers. He doesn't take kindly to that.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah.
I mean, just think if they would have stole his Verjao jockstrap. Anthony would have gone ham on them.
You don't want to see Anthony when Anderson Varejao comes into play.
Oh, that's good.
The funny thing is, both me and Marty have both now slept with the Varejao blanket,
It's nice.
or at least
Hopefully
cuddled
not
with
at
it
the same
multiple
time.
times.
Of course it was. Just two men with air mattresses, okay? So you got to do what you got to do.
Yes. All right,
Yeah, but we know
I'm
it's
pleased
not
to admit
cold
I'm
out
off
there.
the air.
We know it's not cold out there, so you're not snuggling for heat.
You'd be surprised. It gets chilly at night.
It's true.
So some baseball
this
news
deviated
just
quickly.
broke that David Ortiz is a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Nice.
Yes. Congratulations, the big poppy.
I better send his rookie card in to get graded. I guess I'll send it to somebody. I don't know who.
Have you guys seen his sketches on SNL of Big Poppy, where
Yeah.
Kenan Thompson dresses up as him? Every time I think of him now, I think of Kenan Thompson doing that sketch.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, that's the first guy to be announced so far. I mean, hopefully the committee comes to their senses and next will be Barry Bonds getting inducted in some of those guys that have been shunned.
I don't see it happening, man. The old school writers that vote for the Hall of Fame in baseball, they're just anyone from that steroid era. If you even have that stench around you of a possibility, I just don't see them getting in.
No, I don't either. I really don't. I really think they're. It's going to take. What's that? It's that second committee that after they get dropped off the ballot, like the players committee or something like that, or the I can't remember what it's called, but I think the writers will never put McGuire, Bonds, Clemens, Rodriguez. None of those guys are going to go in by the writers.
And that sucks too, because like outside of the fact that they used steroids, they were friggin' awesome. You know what I mean? Like they were still generational players for like most of us that grew up in that era.
Bonds without steroids still would have been a Hall of Fame player.
Oh, for
Yeah.
sure.
But then he got that giant forehead, and that pretty much wrapped it up for him.
Yeah.
It also probably doesn't help that he was kind of a giant douche, if we're going to be honest.
Well, yeah, that's the other part too
Yeah.
with Bonds is that I still think too he'd struggle because he wasn't a writer's guy. He wasn't a sportscast, a sports reporter's guy. He didn't do a lot of interviews. He didn't really talk to sports reporters all that much. And when he did, he was real, wasn't very likable. He just wasn't a very likable guy. So I think he'd still struggle a little bit with the writers group at least.
It's funny that he doesn't do a whole lot of that media, yet he does have such a – I don't know if you've heard this, but I know in Pittsburgh, like his reputation being like a jagoff, which is basically Pittsburgh for a-hole, precedes him. Like anyone I've ever talked to that's met Barry Bonds, all said that guy's a jagoff.
Putting it nicely, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It might be a Pittsburgh thing.
Maybe. Well, he did leave the Pirates, so that makes him a jagoff.
Yeah, Bonds only ended up
Jolie,
getting
what's up?
66%. So Poppy's the only one inducted this year. That's crazy.
Bobby's the only one. Should be a quick ceremony.
Oh, sure.
Yep.
Should be.
Dark Sage says, in my opinion, they should allow Pete Rose on the ballot. I mean, honestly, Pete Rose is one of the GOATs. It just sucks that it might have been more than one, but like a mistake keeps somebody who's that good at being a baseball player from being in the Baseball Hall of Fame. You know what I mean? That sucks.
Yeah, but my thing with Pete Rose is that his scandal came after his playing career. He deserves to be on because of his playing career, not because of his coaching career.
Yeah,
It's not the Hall of Nice Guys or Good Character. It's the Hall of Fame.
I mean, look,
I don't get that.
Listen to this will tell you what about Hall of Fames. O.J. Simpson is still in the Hall of Fame.
touche.
Everybody had
Yeah, he's innocent.
to be removed from the Hall of Fame. I mean, yes, he was found not guilty by a jury of his peers, but it was the same thing. It's like you kind of go down the line of, people with questionable characters in all Hall of Fames, even the early baseball players, the way that they treated,
Ty Cobb
players and stuff like that. Like those guys are still in the Hall of Fame. So, again, like Marty said, it's not the Hall of Fame of nice personalities and nice guys. It's, how did you play the game?
Yeah, I mean, go do some research on Ty Cobb. That guy was one of the biggest pieces of crap in history.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, screw you, Ty Cobb.
Yeah, piss off.
Don't tell me
grave and knock it
that's his
over.
guy.
Poor Ty Cobb. This guy's been dead for probably like 100 years.
Yeah, what's he going to do about it? I'm talking crap.
So out of curiosity, because I had not heard Ty Cobb was a jagoff until right now, what exactly is his reputation?
Super racist.
Really?
Yeah.
Just the way he treated women, minorities, this dude was garbage.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's definitely. Oh, I deleted my doo-doo button.
Oh, we
don't get the doo-doo brown?
Sorry to everybody that's been watching longer than a little bit, but my doo-doo brown button is gone. I will try to rectify that before next week.
Show's ruined. I'm leaving.
Yeah, Ty Cobb is coming for us.
He might. He's a pretty terrible person. I can't imagine that he might rise up from the depths of hell where he most likely is and kick my ass. I don't know. It might happen. This is good quality entertaining right now. I mean,
it really is. Who else makes fun of 100-plus-year-old deceased racist baseball players? Only here on Picksburgh, folks. I know, Chris. It's a sad day when Doo-Doo Brown is no longer on my tablet, but it'll be back. I will make that happen. I'm pretty sure it's still on my computer, so it can come back. I still haven't even hooked up my computer low-key from the move. I have it all on my desk where it goes, but I haven't plugged any of it in. So, yeah, I've been slacking. I haven't even really had very many videos to edit lately, which is your boy's been backlogged.
busy times, man.
Yep.
Baseball
So is there
Hall of
any-
Faming deals with they just vote with the purity of the sport, not the history and how the game changed over time. Because during that steroid era, if that didn't happen, who knows what would have happened in baseball? That game probably would have been in a worse spot than it was with the steroids, because the steroids made people wanting to see these guys hit the ball out of the stadium and hit it a mile.
They did that whole campaign. It was like chicks dig the long ball.
And the guys were able.
They knew everyone was juiced. Come on.
Yeah.
But I'll be real. I kind of envision like the Baseball Hall of Fame writers. Have you guys ever seen, I think it was a South Park episode where everyone was like in love with the scent of their own farts? That's pretty much the group I imagine.
That is awesome.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yes. We need to get these people on for an interview next week.
I think Ty Cobb would be a hard one to get.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna get his descendants like great grandchildren on and just talking hella crap.
That would be amazing.
So he sucked.
That would be insane, Chris.
Yep.
I like that. You know what? Like they need to like provide them with a regimen of steroids and HGH usage. And then it's just competitions every day to see who can hit it the farthest or throw it the fastest.
Yeah.
The all juice league. I like this.
Maybe we should start a second Hall of Fame just for people that are terrible and did steroids. Like Bam Morris desperately needs to be in some form of a Hall of Fame.
And over here we have the Ray Caruth wing.
I mean, let's be honest. He's probably sold more cocaine than most people have in an entire lifetime, just in the various trunks that I've seen in the newspaper.
That's not nothing.
That is
Speaking of Ray Caruth, I think he's out of jail.
Is he?
Yeah. Well, I
We're
mean, he's
offering
from
a job.
This is where he's from.
Nice. Good for him. He did his time.
Ouija board sessions with Picksburgh. This episode, Ty Cobb.
Oh, that's so good.
Yes. If he doesn't play his cards right, I might just drop an elbow on the board.
Well, let's actually talk about the games and sports card. Tom Brady's rumors is that he is going to quit. He's going to retire. Cards price go up or card prices go down?
I think if he retires, it goes up either way once he retires. But, man, I don't know. I can still see him playing one more year out.
Yeah. I think he comes back for one more. They load that squad up and they go for one more. And at that point, I think both he and Gronk walk. Personal prediction. But, like, I could see them easily adding, like, you know, another good receiver or two. I mean, there's enough options. I think Brady will come back.
Did you hear them blame the loss on Antonio Brown?
Did they?
That's hilarious.
Yes.
I love that, though.
It was because Antonio Brown wasn't there. They didn't do good in the playoffs. And I said, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I just thought that was funny.
I mean, speaking
And I
about
would
him,
like to start an online petition that Tony Romo does not do any playoff games because that dude is 2-6 in the playoffs. What right does he have to say what a quarterback should and shouldn't do?
Touche. He also played for the Cowboys, though, so that's a big part of that reason.
yeah, and then he tried to diss on the Jets and the Jaguars for not making the playoffs, but then you look at the Cowboys' playoffs record since like the 2000 or whatever because of their
That's
loss.
what I'm saying. Tony Romo does not know what he's talking about. I can't listen to him. I can't hear him. I've got to, you know, it's hard here. It's hard listening to Tony Romo call football games.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, speaking
But
about
Spider, do you
Antonio
see
Brown too, he says he wants to go play in Baltimore next.
Didn't they already have the opportunity to sign him, though? Like, why would they do that? Like, I mean, please do, honestly. He's in our division. That dude's going to ruin your chemistry. I'm A-okay with it. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. Honestly, the whole Ravens team could pretty much piss off as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. Screw you, Baltimore.
We're calling everybody out today.
Listen, I think that if he played the rest of that game and then quit, he might find himself a job next year. But the fact that he walked off the field during the game, I don't think a team's going to touch him now.
Yeah, that was what
Yeah.
I was gonna say. I mean, I don't see. I mean, yeah, he has talent on the field, but I mean, he just comes with too much issues off the field to
Baggage,
try
yeah.
to sign and control and get him out there to perform.
I will say this though, with the USFL coming back, if I can get a USFL Brown jersey, I'm copping that immediately.
It's like Antonio Brown. That's awesome. Business would be booming for the USFL if he was there.
Correct. I mean, honestly though, like character concerns are one thing, but when you have someone comes in and literally nukes a team's chemistry, it's been proven that this guy, like, I kind of feel bad for him more than anything because I think that dude has CTE. Like, he just does not make sound decisions and has cost himself literally millions upon millions of dollars.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you right now, like, if he wanted to come back to Pittsburgh, that would be horrible, an absolute non-starter for me.
Oh, yeah. Hell no. Not welcome.
And he may very well be the most talented receiver I've seen, at least top 5, because I've seen Calvin Johnson and Moss too.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely a generational talent, Antonio Brown. He's just also a generational nutcase, which is just unfortunate, you know? Like, I knew that there had to be something not quite right with him whenever he was like, I want out of Pittsburgh. But then, I mean, clearly we've seen what's transpired over the last several years. But, I mean, yeah, I don't even know that I'd be able to employ that guy at this point, even if, like, I was the Detroit Lions and I'm, like, desperate. I still don't know that I could employ him because is this guy going to, like, walk out with dueling fingers? You know what I mean? Because he's already proven with multiple teams that's how he rolls. Yep. So Spider has a good question here. He says, can you name some rookie names looking for in the new NBA Hoops product? He just grabbed some hobby packs. Absolutely. So like the really big guys, Cade Cunningham was the number 1 pick. Jalen Green was the number 2 pick. Scotty Barnes is straight killing it for the Raptors. Evan Mobley could be rookie of the year for my Cavs. Any players you're big on?
Outside of the top few picks, Josh Giddey I like a lot.
Yeah,
It's a really deep class too. So even if it's not someone who's a big name right now, those rookies could theoretically pop down the road. Like I think Jonathan Kuminga is going to be a stud.
I like Kuminga too. And did he go to Golden State?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a low-key awesome place to go because he doesn't have to be anything for a while and he gets to develop around like Hall of Fame talent, which I think is going to be huge for him. Yeah, Duarte is a good one. Franz Wagner, absolutely. Giddey.
Suggs.
Yep. I think I mentioned Green, didn't I? Did I mention Green?
He was the second person you mentioned.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Right after Cade.
Transparent grading teams in the house. What is up, big dog?
Yeah, I know that guy.
Yep. That's I believe Big Bailey. Is that his new moniker?
Yes. Yes. We're going to do some picks for the games this week. And we should update everyone where we're at on the weekly.
Yes. I'm pretty sure I'm probably eliminated because I picked Aaron Rodgers only because he's
Negative.
Steelers.
Yep.
No, you are the only one.
Where's he
going to
go next year?
Yeah, that's another
Wait,
one.
I'm still in?
You have Chiefs Rams, bro.
Oh, I do?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm out. I had Bills Packers, so I'm out.
So that's why I picked the Rams then. I was only picking the Packers because no one else had them. But low-key, the Rams really were my Super Bowl prediction.
Yeah. I wanted to take the Rams, but I never bet against Tom Brady, so I took the Bucs.
Big dog Bailey, that's it.
But my Bengals are still alive, so let's see if that pick actually happens.
David says Niners and KC. Dude, you know what? Your Niners are always around there. That's what I was saying the other day. I don't know if I was talking to Alan or who I was talking to, but I was like, man, like I can't just say the Rams are just going to come in and smoke the Niners because the Niners just always have a way of getting there.
But
Whether
the
it was
Niners beat
even
them
with
twice this
Kaepernick,
year,
or
right? I think the Niners beat them
they
twice
did.
this year.
The one game I missed this year was the Rams versus the Niners because I picked the Rams to beat the Niners.
Right. So, I mean, I think that's going to be a good game.
I'm still doubling down on the Rams this weekend, though. But the Niners are a tough out.
Yes,
They're a real tough out.
And let's face it, Debo Samuel became an absolute star this year.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, my God. That guy's a stud.
He carried me to a fantasy championship this year. I remember a couple guys in your other leagues that were talking crap on a Debo Samuel pick. Am I mistaken in that, Ed?
Oh, yeah. And Debo, dude, you know what? I think the big thing was the emergence of Ayuk last year, that a lot of people just figured him coming off of that injury, he wouldn't have like the same kind of impact, or he wouldn't be kind of like the primary focus on the team. You know what I mean? I just think like sometimes people, if somebody hasn't been around for a while, they can forget just how talented somebody is. And talent is just dripping off of Debo Samuel, man. I wish, like, Marty gave a really good analysis of Debo. He basically said he reminds him of like a more talented. Is that what you said? Hines Ward.
I said
player?
more athletic Hines Ward.
That makes sense.
The guy's just all heart, dude. Like, he's not afraid to take the ball as a running back, a receiver, whatever. Like, he's talented, man.
Yeah, I'm huge on that dude.
The thing about that game is that I think the Rams have come to gel together as a team over the last, part of the season and over the playoffs. And I think, are they playing at home?
Playing in LA,
They're
yeah.
at home, so I think, I think it's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be another one of those last one to have the ball, and I think that's that game. I think the Kansas City Bengals game, that's all day Kansas City.
Well, I don't know, man. You still, the Bengals handled them this year.
I want to see a shootout in that game, like the Bills Kansas City game.
And that's the thing I think when it comes to experience, I think Kansas City is going to manage that game better than the Bengals are. That's what I think is going to happen in that game.
Can we all agree, though, that the AFC is literally a murderer's row for talented young quarterbacks?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Herbert, Burrow, Allen, Mahomes, Mac Jones, Trevor Lawrence, Lamar Jackson. The ghost of Baker Mayfield. He used to be good once.
Yeah, he used to be good once. Used to be.
That's a great time to be a football fan, though. I mean, honestly, and I will tell you, I think Joe Burrow's the future of the league. I think he and Mahomes are going to battle for years, and it kills me that he's in my division.
I know. That dude is just such a stud, man. But yeah, I mean, how awesome is it to see Patty Mahomes and the Chiefs kind of rebound, just after how low and stuff like prices were earlier this year and everything, just with struggles, That's the best thing is like when a generational talent struggles is just being able to scoop up like everything on the low. Because he's the type of guy, even if he continued having a crap year, he's going to be a stud again next year.
Oh, yeah.
He could blow out his knee. He'll still be good next year.
So, anybody buy the dip for Mahomes?
You did, and Anthony.
I did.
I have the inside route on that Niner game, though, don't I, Marty?
Yep.
We already called someone to tell us how they're going to perform in that game, didn't we? We left Mr. Jimmy G a little message, didn't we?
Mm-hmm. Is he coming to get fresh before the game now?
I don't know. He might. He's going to be in LA. If he gets fresh, he's getting it from this guy.
That's awesome.
Last I heard, you are his official Los Angeles stylist.
This is true. We'll have to pull that up, man. I mean, they beat the Rams 6 straight. So can they do 7 straight? I don't know. Paul, can they do 7 straight against the Rams?
I think that is the tough game to call. But again, it's just kind of the way that Rams team has kind of come together with the connection between Cooper and Stafford. I mean, I think they have found their groove. You know what I mean? I mean, in all of in that game, in all of the pressure moments, who did he throw the ball to? Who did he look at every time? He threw it at Cup. I think they have.
Yeah.
I think they're both on the same page now. I think they struggled early in the season because it's their first season together. But I think they're both on the same page. I mean, but if that damn running back can't hold on to the ball, they're going to lose.
Yeah. I think what's kind of getting overshadowed is that midseason pickup of Odell Beckham.
Yeah,
He's opening it up. He's opening it up so much for Cooper Kupp because now, when Robert Woods went down, they're like, "Who's that next guy?" And Van Jefferson is a nice number 3. He's not a number 2, but Odell Beckham it alleviates a lot of that pressure, knowing that he's a true number 1/number 2 in that system. So that definitely helps, and he's finding a groove now.
And then, like Chris just pointed out too, the Von Miller pickup to help out Aaron Donald.
Yeah, I think they're starting to gel well now, nice too. So I mean,
well, I mean, you notice what they're doing too. The last 2 games of the playoffs, the Rams have literally and Marty brought this up the other day. They have steamrolled them in the first quarter. They have just pounded the other team's offensive line in the first quarter and have put immense amount of pressure on the QB. If they can get that to Garoppolo, and we've seen it happen with Garoppolo in the Super Bowl, he gets rattled really fast. So if he feels that pressure, it's going to be interesting how they utilize Deebo Samuel.
Callie said big ball.
No, wait. No. This is true.
I have not had a pick yet. I have just said.
Paul has made a selection secretively on a ballot that he's
Nobody has
picking the
asked
Niners.
me to make a pick yet.
He
I
has
have just told you my
He wrote in his vote. Paul, you're going to write in your vote. No, Paul, just write in your vote and don't tell anybody. And then no one will know what you picked until after the game. It's beautiful selection. Beautiful selection.
I think that game's coming down to the last person with the ball. That's that game.
I just my gut tells me it's going to come down to the kickers in that game.
Yep.
It really is. And Robbie Gould is a gem, but we'll see if the Rams kicker can prevail. I won't say his last name because Marty is in here. So
I appreciate your consideration. Thank you.
No problem. No problem.
I think for me, it comes down to 2 players. Number 1 is Andrew Whitworth healthy because that Niners D line is a huge problem.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Nick Bosa's an animal. But honestly, the difference between Stafford and Garoppolo, I gotta go Rams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, even just talent-wise, there's just more talent on the Rams. That's the main reason I go the Rams. But, I mean, Joseph brings up a really good point here, which thank you for being here, Joseph. Appreciate it, man. They're 6-0 against the Rams recently, which, for me, that's hard not to say San Fran is the better team. But LA just has so much talent. And last time they played, I don't believe they had Odell Beckham or Von Miller.
Miller.
That's just something that kind of sways it a little bit for the Rams for me, even though the Niners handled them last time. I'll definitely give you that. But, I mean, at some point, the Rams have to break that streak. You know what I mean? I would imagine they're probably even going to be the favored team on Sunday.
Yeah. Well,
3 points. 3 points.
They were last time.
They're favored by 3.
To quote a great coach, it's tough to beat a team 3 times in the same season. Mike Krzyzewski has always said that. Yeah. It's tough to beat a team 3 times in the same season.
Yep.
That's true.
Well, let's be honest. We're all forgetting the probably biggest factor that's going to determine the game is probably who the refs are going to favor in that game.
Touche. Let's see who's willing to grease that wheel a little bit more.
Yeah, I'll say the quality of officiating in the playoffs this year's not been all that great.
I thought this week was a little bit better, but that first week was just bad.
Yep, that first week was horrible.
So let me ask you guys this. This is a little bit off topic, but since we're talking about like officiating and stuff like that. So I'm not saying they are, but if they were rigged games, do you think they'd be rigged based on gambling, or do you think they'd be rigged based on whatever the best story of the season is?
Gambling.
I think it
Follow
comes
the
down to
money.
ratings. I think that if things are rigged, I think it goes down to ratings. What would bring in the highest market? What would bring in the most views?
That would make sense because you would make more money off of it that way too.
Right. I mean, because you look at it this way, and honest opinion, how excited would you be to watch a Bengals 49ers, Super Bowl?
I'd be okay with it.
49er fans would be happy with that.
Well, I'm just saying.
49ers have had great ratings for these playoffs.
Now switch that around. Who wants to see, Mahomes and golf go at it? You know what I mean? That's like, which one would you rather? You could only watch one game. Which one?
You mean my boy Stafford, right, Paul?
What's that?
You mean my boy Stafford, not golf, right?
Yeah, Stafford. That's what I meant. Yeah. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. If you had to pick, those two games are on at the same time, which game are you watching? And I think that's what it comes down to.
Rams Chiefs is theoretically the sexier matchup. Let's call it what it is.
Yeah. And because it would be a hometown team too. Like that's the other thing people don't factor in. Like when Tom Brady won the Super Bowl as the hometown team last year, like that has the ability to happen for only the second time in history. Because it's being played at SoFi.
Mm-hmm. I'll be honest, as long as it's a quarterback that I have plenty of cards on that wins in the end, I'm happy with it. I just want my values to rise. Steelers are out. Who cares?
So do you Steeler fans think Aaron's coming to you guys?
I think so, yeah. If I had to put a prediction on who our quarterback will be next year, I'm guessing Aaron Rodgers.
I don't know. I could see us having to suffer through a year of Rudolph.
He made an announcement?
Ben made an announcement before, I think it was the second or third to last game.
Okay. He did say he was done? Okay.
Yeah, and honestly, if you watched any Steelers games this year, you know he's done.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe he goes somewhere else and, has a couple good years somewhere else.
There you go, Martay.
Yes.
This is your comment.
I have been from the rooftops all year saying Burrow will overtake Herbert by the end of the year in card value.
I thought so too. I thought when Burrow got hurt last year, that's the only reason I think Herbert gave him a push. But I think Burrow is still the better the quarterback out of those two.
I agree. Yep. Don't get me wrong; they're both incredible young talents, but Burrow has that clutch factor to him. Like, that dude's going to win a lot of games in his career, and it very much upsets me because I hate the Bengals. But, honestly, like, you're going to continue to see – I think Burrow is going to kind of settle in behind Mahomes as far as, like, quarterback values. Personal opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I would love to see that Super Bowl too. Yeah. I mean, honestly, you got to figure Rodgers makes us a legitimate championship contender.
I'll say that with the caveat of we'd have to improve that O-line big time.
Yeah.
True.
And if Devontae Adams wants to come, cool too.
Yeah, I mean, we have more than enough room for Devontae, and if he's under contract, we'll send him over like a Juju or maybe a James Washington.
We are kind.
Yes.
Honestly, I don't think personally, I think Rudolph is going to be the Steelers starter for a year, and then they're going to realize what a terrible idea that is.
I mean, they've already kind of had him for a year, and it was a pretty terrible idea. It was so bad we had to start Duck Hodges on multiple occasions.
Yeah, but the Steelers have already said that they'd much prefer a veteran quarterback. Honestly, a name that you don't hear a lot, and Paul, you're going to hate me for this. I'd love to see Derek Carr in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I think he's coming to an end with us. I really do. I mean, I think that he's played through so many systems. I didn't see enough from him this year to solidify him as a starter next year for us. But, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if he got traded.
I would be okay. I would throw a first-round pick at Derek Carr all day. I'll tell you that right now.
Not to say that I want that to happen, but like he had a good season, but he didn't have the type of season that I would think would he need to retain his job, with the Raiders.
But he had no weapons. I mean, Waller was
He
hurt a
did for
lot
a
of the
while
year.
until the guy killed somebody, but
Yeah, but he was killing it before Ruggs, Ruggs.
He was killing it before he killed him.
yeah. After that, he kind of went downhill. So
Yeah.
It's to be expected when you're heavily reliant on Deshaun Jackson. I mean, what was the other dude there? Renfro. But still, I mean, like, you can't really expect a quarterback to put up stellar numbers with those kind of weapons. It's the Trevor Lawrence effect.
Yeah.
I'll bet you next year, once they improve the weapons around him, you're going to see a completely different quarterback. By the way, buy Trevor Lawrence. That's my tip of the day.
You have quite a few Trevor Lawrences now.
I do.
It's insane. Like, whenever I see the quarterback who was taken fifth, all of a sudden worth considerably more than the quarterback that was taken first, that like everybody was like giving up kidneys for just like a couple of months ago. It's like the guy doesn't suck. It's just insane to see how like some prices can fluctuate like that. And I think you're right. Like it's a good time to pick him up because his prices are way under where they would have been in the beginning of the year.
Yeah, I mean,
People
I'm
were
a little
calling that
biased,
kid a
but
generational talent.
I feel like the same thing could happen with Zach Wilson. I mean, because once he came back from his injury, you saw him settle in. He was a far better quarterback. And with 2 top 10 picks this year, I mean, you get a weapon on the O-line again, and maybe in his second round you get another nice receiver. I mean, I think you could see Zach Wilson climb to be a top quarterback too. I mean, some of the people are making, I mean, some quarterbacks are going to be, and the offseason is going to be, I think we're going to see crazy moves because, I mean, like they said, Russ could move. I think the Vikings said they're very comfortable with their backup Kellen Mond over Kirk. I don't know how true that is. I mean, Watson, if all his stuff gets cleared out, he could make a return somewhere.
I think that the Broncos are the leaders for Wilson, personally. I think Broncos are going to end up with a good quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, the Broncos need a good quarterback, man. Like, it just seems like they're not capable of building one.
Yeah. But, and somebody else who's kind of on the outs that didn't get talked about at all, but Matt Ryan ain't a spring chicken neither. He's starting to wind down too. So
I'm pretty sure Arthur Blank said they're keeping him.
What's that?
I'm pretty sure the owner said that they have no intentions of moving in this offseason.
Right, but I mean, he's not. He's going to need a replacement soon there. So,
yeah, I mean, I think from what I mean, they're going through issues now because Calvin Ridley, I think, says he wants to leave. So I mean, this year for the draft, I mean, there's not a great selection of quarterbacks like last year or the year before. So I think a lot of the teams that have older vets, I think they may hold on to them just for one more year and hope that the next year that some great college quarterbacks appear out of nowhere and be able to take more risk on them. Because, I mean, figure whenever Bryce Young declares for the draft, he's going to go number one to whoever needs a quarterback.
Yeah. I wouldn't hate Kirk Cousins to the Steelers. That'd probably be a nice little value pickup compared to like an Aaron Rodgers or something like that. He's younger, so he'd have a few more years. I don't think he gives him quite the upside of like a Rodgers or a Wilson or even like a Deshaun Watson, if that would be possible. But I'd much rather have like a Kirk Cousins than like, just your run-of-the-mill guy, like maybe Jameis Winston, like Spider brought up. I'd probably rather still go with Kirk Cousins. I feel like Jameis might have higher upside, but I feel like Kirk is just so consistent.
Yeah.
You just kind of know what you're going to get out of him.
I think Green Bay gives Jordan Love his chance.
Yeah, I think he will too. I would be surprised if Rodgers is leaving. Love's not going to be the guy.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense why you would get a quarterback that high, not give him at least a season or a couple games of a season to see what he's about.
Yeah,
especially when you took him so high.
I still think it was a terrible pick.
Quarterback there.
I think Love was a terrible pick for them. I thought that then. I think it now. You trade up a few spots. Imagine Justin Jefferson next to Devontae Adams.
Oh yeah, I mean I agree. I mean they shouldn't have taken him, but
Horrible.
they should have definitely taken an offensive weapon to go along with him. But I mean,
For sure. So, any other takes you guys want to give for the weekend sporting events or anything before we begin to wrap it up? I want to remind everybody to also check out Huddle Card Collection at 6 Central, 9 Eastern. They're having their 1-year anniversary stream, so it's going to be a lot of good, fun stuff happening over there. So, come on out and support the boys. I'd really appreciate it.
appreciate it. Oh yeah, I forgot about that news today. Sean Payton gone.
Yep. Absolutely.
Let's just see which teams try to set up to get Archie Manning too now.
Yeah, that's also a good point.
Have you seen some of the stuff on his college tryouts? Boy, that boy can throw the ball. That boy's got a cannon.
Yeah, I've heard he's probably going to even be talented than Peyton.
Yeah, I think I think he's choosing between Alabama and Georgia. I think is what he.
Yeah, I think Georgia has front runners right now, which is like
Georgia's the front runner right now.
it's nice, but it's like all my friends or all his Georgia friends are like, oh yeah, Natty again. It's like we'll see. But I mean that's just crazy to be a kid like that and have just that knowledge surround you where you can just send a text or call one of your Hall of Fame quarterback uncles, hey, how can I improve? How do I read this defense scheme? What do I do in this?
And your grandfather too.
Yeah, that's just. I think he just has a huge upside. He's got a ton of pressure that's going to be on him, but I think he'll handle it fine.
Completely agree.
All
right, guys. I think we're going to.
My picks: Rams and Chiefs. That's what I got.
Rams and Chiefs. Nice.
Rams and Chiefs, I agree. No one's stopping Mahomes right now. That dude's an animal.
Dude, I think that's evident after this last game.
I'll make everybody happy, and I'll go with the Chiefs and 49ers.
Hey, Rams are going.
so Rams and Bengals it is.
Well, I don't want the Chiefs to win. I mean, so I'll pick the Chiefs.
I love that.
Well, I definitely appreciate everyone being here. Do me a favor, leave us some comments down below. Let us know things you want us to talk about in future episodes, or if there are things going on in the hobby that we haven't heard about, let us know so that we can talk about them. Also, I just wanted to leave this here. If anybody's watching that sells a lot of sports cards and is interested in trying something new, might have something in the works. So DM me, hit me up. I've got some really interesting stuff, irons in the fire coming up. So would love to talk to some people that are interested in selling sports cards. And I'd also like to talk to a few people that are creating content in the sports card space as well. So anyone's interested in finding out more about that, hit your boy up on the side. That would be awesome, man. I would love to get some WWE breaks rolling.
All I'm saying is you come to live tonight. There could be a possibility.
Yeah.
There we go, guys. Huddle card collection tonight, guys. Stop by. We'll break some WWE packs.
I mean, because it's
Alrighty,
perfect time to the Royal Rumble's coming up Saturday. The road to WrestleMania's kicking off. Perfect time.
True. Absolutely. Well, we appreciate everyone being here. Again, make sure you follow my guys, Chef Martay Cards on Instagram. Gate City, are you Picker on Instagram or are you Paul?
Nope, it's all Paul now.
Okay, Gate City Paul, Instagram and YouTube. You want to follow Huddle Card Collection, both on Instagram and YouTube.
Yep.
And if you haven't followed Picksburgh yet, man, hit that button, make it gray, because if it's red, that's offensive to us here. So, smash that button.
Yeah.
But we definitely appreciate you guys hanging out with us. We will see you next week.
The city